Okay, so today we're diving into a story that I think really captured the world's attention.
Absolutely.
The Titan submersible and that tragic trip to see the Titanic.
Yeah.
And we're going kind of beyond the headlines here,
Right.
using some details from this CNN article about a U.S. Coast Guard hearing that's going on. To
Okay.
kind of unpack what we know about those final moments.
Yeah.
One thing that I found striking
Yeah.
was this photo
Yeah.
that they released of the wreckage
Right.
of the Titan.
Yeah.
And it shows the tail cone
Right.
just
Yeah.
sort of sitting there on the ocean floor
Yeah.
with debris scattered all around.
Yeah. And it's that separation of the tail cone that's really fascinating.
So this wasn't a matter of like
Right.
hitting the Titanic or some unknown sea creature.
Yeah.
Not like,
This is the ocean's pressure
yeah.
at work.
Right.
When you're talking about those depths,
Yeah.
the pressure is immense.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine the weight of a jumbo jet
Yeah.
pressing down on every square inch of that submersible.
It's just,
That's the kind of force we're
Yeah.
talking about. And the vessel just couldn't withstand it.
Yeah.
It imploded,
yeah.
collapsed inward.
It's just hard to wrap your mind around that kind of pressure.
It's an incredibly hostile environment down there.
Yeah. And seeing that wreckage, you realize like what a task it is to piece together what happened.
Absolutely. And that's where this Coast Guard hearing comes in.
Right.
You know, they're not just trying to figure out what happened. They're trying
Yeah.
to figure out why it happened.
Right.
And that's crucial. You know, think about it. Like airline accidents,
Yeah.
spacecraft, anytime there's a major incident,
Right.
these investigations,
Mhm.
they lead to better safety regulations. They prevent future tragedies.
Right. And one of the details that really stuck with me was this message
Yeah.
that the Titan sent back. It said, drop 2 RUPS.
Right.
So they were dropping ballast those weights
Exactly.
that control the submersible's depth.
Yeah.
And I think in those final moments, you almost think like, okay,
There's a chance.
yeah, there's a chance.
Yeah. And in many cases, that would be standard procedure.
Right.
Something goes wrong.
Right.
You drop ballast.
Yeah.
You try to rise to the surface.
Mhm.
Time is the most critical factor.
And in this case, tragically, the article says that message came just seconds before they lost contact.
Which is just chilling.
Hard to even fathom what those on the surface must have felt.
Yeah.
And even if
Yeah.
the weight drop had worked flawlessly,
Yeah.
there's just no guarantee
Right.
that it would have been enough.
Right.
You're really at the mercy of the ocean.
The CNN article also mentioned that the hearing is looking into misconduct or negligence.
Right. Why?
What could that mean in this kind of situation?
Well, it's too early to say for sure.
Sure.
The investigation is ongoing.
Right.
But I think investigators will be looking at a number of factors.
Okay.
The crew's qualifications, for example.
Uh-huh.
The design of the Titan itself.
Right.
Its construction history.
Okay.
Were there any oversights? Were there shortcuts taken?
Yeah.
These are the kinds of questions they'll be trying to answer.
Yeah.
And to kind of locate the Titan, they sent down one of those underwater drones, right?
Yes. An ROV.
What is it? What does that stand for again?
Remotely operated vehicle.
Okay.
So it's got cameras, robotic arms,
Right.
can be controlled from the surface.
And according to the article, it found the wreckage on June 22nd,
That's right, just days after the submersible vanished.
which is just a stark reminder about the
Mhm.
risks of deep-sea exploration.
It is.
I mean, does this event, knowing what we know now, change your view of that?
It's an interesting question, and
Yeah.
I think it's a question worth pondering.
Yeah,
There's inherent risk in pushing any boundary,
sure.
but when you're dealing with the kind of pressure,
Right.
the unknown variables of the ocean depth,
Yeah.
those risks are really magnified, as we've seen.
Yeah.
The rewards can be great.
Of course.
Scientific discovery,
Right.
pushing human ingenuity,
Yeah.
but those risks are very, very real.
And if you're interested in learning more about this tragedy,
Yes.
definitely check out this CNN article.
It's a fascinating read, and it really delves into the details.
Absolutely.
Really makes you think.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you next time for another deep dive.